Hello everyone, TLSG here, back again with another daily Marvel Snap live stream. So thank you guys so much for jumping in. I know that I scheduled it only a couple minutes before we went live. I was catching up on a few work things and then time got away from me. Usually I try to schedule it at least 30 minutes out. So you guys that are here early, thank you guys so much. We have Pilk, Ice Knight, Alexander, Jason, and Jeremiah. Thank you guys for being here to check out the lunch live stream. I hope you guys TLSG wasn't long to launch. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Today we are going to be running some more of the Magik counters, which, as I played it a little bit more, the curve seems a little bit high. So if you can get through the early game, then you usually can make some pretty interesting things happen. But as far as like a long-term deck, I think I would reassess like the overall energy curve, maybe to sneak in a 2-cost card to make it flow just a little bit better. But we are going to go ahead and jump over. Let's minimize that and we should be good. Hey Timothy, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. And then I don't know. I know who Pilk and Jeremiah both chose, and Alexander. Just play Domino. Domino wouldn't be bad. It'd be a guaranteed 2 draw. So maybe that's something that we look at doing, because we're wanting to kind of control what we have and win. I haven't been a huge fan of Domino before, but she might fit okay into this deck list. Today has already been a long day, so I'm glad to get to kick back and relax and enjoy. Hey, thank you so much. Hopefully this lunch live stream will help that go just a little bit easier. And speaking of Domino, we're running up against the Domino. Typically, I only see Domino and Cerebro 3 decks, but we'll see if that's what they're doing here. So we're gonna go with the Groot. Ideally, we'll be able to draw into a Juggernaut. But it may be a little too late. So we're both only going to be able to drop 1 card next turn, which I think is fine. And then Kevin too, which side did you guys? That's what I was going to say. I know that Pilk chose Hydra. Me, Alexander, and Jeremiah all chose Shield. And then Q, of course, our nemesis, had to be opposite of what we chose. And so they chose Hydra as well. And so yeah, with the Wave, it definitely looks like Cerebro 3. But is Wave standard in Cerebro 3 decks? It feels like it would hurt them more than it helps, because that allows us to drop a really big high power unit. And so I'm torn between going with either Drax or Iron Man here. I think we're gonna go Drax. I think they play into the Raft. We'll both be able to cap it out next turn. And then if I draw into Magik, I'll absolutely drop it here. We know that they're not going to be able to drop their ongoing card into the Isle of Silence, so if we draw into our Rogue, it's going to be a prime target for the New York location. Ooh, not a Cerebro 3, it's a wide deck. Interesting. Dang, I think I would pick Hydra, but I don't have most of the Hydra cards. And Kevin, you don't have to go with necessarily all of the Hydra cards. You just have to use one in your deck for a certain number of games each day. To get the upside from it. And so even without all of the cards, I'd say if you want to go with Hydra, then go with it, even though I am fully convinced Shield is going to take this win. Pilk, I'm confused now. Yeah, so am I. I've seen like the Wave into Dr. Doom deck. They will probably have an Odin to re-trigger Doom here at some point. But I'm not sure. None of the locations have been locked down, so it makes it a little tough. At least for this turn, we're going to go with Iron Man. We can readjust on turn 6 by moving them over. I think that guarantees that we'll get a trigger from our Adam Warlock. We'll get the 0-cost 6-power card. Then we'll be able to kind of change and go from there. Ooh, we get a leader, which isn't bad. What is the actual upside? The menu of the event is very laggy. So there's not like an in-game reward or anything, at least just yet. What's exciting about it what I'm excited about with it is that it adds in kind of that almost like a Horde versus Alliance kind of battle. You're not really gaining anything other than just bragging rights with the other people. Could it Cerebro 5? Does Cerebro 5 run a Domino and a Wave? Yeah, play the leader for free. And so they snap. So they They have initiative, so we're definitely going to go with a rogue here. Ooh, or... Oh, wait, they can adjust, can't they? I don't think that's right. I don't think that's the right play line. We're taking out a 4 and adding in another 4. I don't know for sure what they're running, so that makes this kind of difficult. We can do the Juggernaut, or we can try to steal it with Rogue, but I think we leave the space open. Go hard into the Isle of Silence, like so like drop our cards, or like push them. Oh, gotcha. So yeah, I was planning on pushing them over into the Isle of Silence with the Juggernaut, but it doesn't look like that's what's going to happen. So the leader will allow us to drop a Magneto. They do a leader of their own, so our Juggernaut will push their Magneto over. What is going on? Our leader's going to flip. We're going to resummon a Juggernaut. No, a Magneto. Oh my gosh. I can't even follow what just happened. I know what happened. They had a leader here, and so our leader copied their leader. But the amount of Juggernauts and movement, oh my gosh. What a weird start to the stream, guys. Things happened and you won. That's all we need to know. End of story. Things happened. Things happened. We got 4 cubes. What a weird way to start the stream. And then I'll actually go into the event menu. I'm kind of excited about this event. You don't get anything like cosmetically, but I think it's a step in the right direction for them. So they've been looking for ways to try to like add that community engagement, add different things into the game, and this is going to allow them to like it at least starts some kind of like it starts something in motion. So we have the shield versus Hydra. We have the and I'll switch. We have the winning team here of Shield. We're behind by now, as you can tell. Hydra is dominating everything thus far. But yeah, Hydra looks very, very stacked right now. You can see who the top contributors are for each team. So it creates like kind of that like competitive drive. So there hasn't really been a drive for why do I want to push for like the top rank. And so now you're working as a team. It gives you something or somebody to fight against, even though you're not getting gold credit, like cosmetics. I think it's a step in the right direction. So this is the new Shield versus Hydra event in game. It's gonna Sword versus Hydra. And so I really like the idea behind it. And so Pilk, if they're going to do actual rewards in the future, I think teams need to be randomly assigned. Yeah, so that way you can't stack one side or the other. But I like the idea. It feels very much which side to pick. So a lot of people are, at least vocally, a lot of people are picking Hydra. I went with Shield. I couldn't bring myself to be on the same team as Q. We have to be arch nemesis. We have to be opposite of each other. And so Q is on Hydra, and so I went ahead and went Shield. And so we're gonna see if we can make some cool things happen. We're gonna actually participate in this one. Hey, Rye Guy, how's it going? Whereas the last events, it didn't feel like there was a reason to participate. It was just a running cube count, basically. And so this one, it gives me that like competitive drive to want to win against somebody else. And so this one I do think I'm going to participate in. I don't know how like deep I'll participate, but I will at least be doing the daily missions every day and doing the refreshes like that. So all of us should pick one side, show the TLSG power. So I think I picked the, like, as far as, so even the chat here is definitely leaning more towards Hydra. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for the layout. Even the chat here is leaning more towards Hydra. At least 80% of the members picked Hydra. Very, very unfortunate, but that is okay. If we end up losing, maybe Q is the true hero all along. Right, guy, you said, how have you been? Sorry, I've been gone for some time no, absolutely. Like self-care and taking care of, home life is most important. And so me, the stream, the content, it'll always be here. I don't ever blame anybody for taking care of things that they need to. And so follow TLSG, pick the sword. So I hope everything's been going well for you, Rye Guy. We have definitely missed the hype in the comment section, but I'm glad to see you back. So here, I think I'm going to do Groot into Monster Metropolis. With Lemuria, it's a little difficult, because even if they do drop something here this turn, Groot won't trigger. It'll have to be if they drop it there on turn 4, which is a little bit harder to anticipate or predict. So I will go with it into Monster Metropolis. Maybe our card there will convince them to go over. We just didn't have a good other play line. And so I think we lean pretty heavily into Monster Metropolis here. Next turn, we can do a Doc Ock into the sewer system to force them to drop some of their cards. It's kind of that random aspect that that Doc Ock brings to the table. Takes away some of their bigger resources. Ideally, we could draw into Magik at some point, but if not, I think this is okay as well. Ooh, so they run a Maximus. They don't drop anything into Monster Metropolis. Chubbs, I only watched the stream as a way to to watch Q play. I feel like Q may have more of a dedicated following at this point than I do, and so I completely understand. Q is pivotal in these streams. And so if you just come for the Q action, I can't wait until we have friendly battles. We can at least queue up at the beginning or end of each stream against Q if that's what we need to do, to make sure that it's a little bit easier for us to match against each other. So we did draw into Magik. I think we drop it on the last turn. That way they push some power. We can more easily assess where we stand. But I do like the Doc Ock play here. That's okay, right? We can't pull any more cards in with Doc Ock. And so we do end up winning this location. That's actually really good for us. Eclate, the placing of buttons for Hydra and Shield. Yeah, I know, it's kind of advantageous for Hydra. Even the emoji in the Marvel Snap Discord it's really hard to find the shield. I looked for probably 2 minutes looking for the shield emoji reaction. It just kind of blends in. But yeah, the placement of shield on bottom definitely like leans more towards people picking into Hydra. I don't think that's like the only reason they'll pick into Hydra. But I do think it definitely helps. It makes it easier to make that selection. Even if it's like subliminally, that team is up on top. So maybe that's just enough to sway you in one direction or another. And so we're going to go ahead and queue back up. Plot twist, Q is actually shield. And maybe we're both playing like double agent roles. And so they're truly shield, even though they picked Hydra and we're truly Hydra. The Stephen King plot twists will never cease with the Q and TLSG villain hero arc. Or people just yeah, or they just like to hail Hydra. Hydra definitely does have a better catchphrase. Shield doesn't really have anything similar going for it, and so as far as the catchphrase, the Hydra definitely has the win. Hey, West D4, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. Thank you for jumping in and joining us for the stream. Have you logged in today, Wes? Have you checked out the new event that they're running? Yeah. Hail Hydra is definitely much more fun to say. Yeah, Timothy, that is Wong, but I do want to change it a little bit. I'm thinking we may lean more towards going with the in-game, like the card art that they have in-game, for our Wong emoji. That's more of the like cinematic version, like the cartoon character of the cinematic Wong. Either way, I want to remove the background. It needs some updating, but yes, Timothy, that is the idea behind that emoji. No, Wes, you too. Everybody is Hail Hydra. I feel like I'm on an uphill battle. Like this is gonna be hard to potentially try to swing it. Should have been X-Men or X-Force. Ultra Bacon, so they went with the Shield versus Hydra because it's the season pass, the premium season pass. And so it kind of goes along with that. Wes, yeah, I did go with Shield as my pick. And so I'm going to be fighting all of the Hail Hydra, which seems like 90% of my viewers and the Discord. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Addy, I'll be on Shield with you. See, we have 4 people. Maybe Shield is just a little more silent about their support. But either way, I think this event is definitely, well, you can be our double agent and feed us information about your team plans. So our team plan is to stay silent and let everyone on Hydra think that they are that they have the mass majority of numbers. And then we're just going to sneak in like a silent rogue with all of our numbers late game. But I like kind of the competitiveness that this type of event brings out, much more than like the last one, which just kind of felt like a long-term cube rush. I'm more of a renegade than a paragon, so naturally Hydra was the pick. Yeah, I see Hydra for a lot of people, and that is perfectly fine. Join Hydra because of idea. See, the intent was to recruit people over to Shield, but I think I'm doing the opposite. I think we're pushing over into the Hydra side. Oh no, we have a strong, dedicated 4 members on Hydra, versus on Shield. Oh my gosh, on Shield versus Hydra is like 1,000. So we're gonna go ahead and I think we're in an okay spot. They didn't naturally drop the Patriot, so they're not gonna be able to Mystique or Onslaught it. And so I think what we see is what we get in terms of power level. We do have to come up, if we're going to win this one, we're going to have to get 6, we're going to have 12 power in this location. Either that, or maybe we steal this with Rogue, which will give us 12, and then it'll trigger 6, so that gives us 7, which would push us at 18. So I think that's our play. We actually have a lot of turns left, and so maybe this is more of like something we should do towards the end. We'll snap and kind of get this one over with. I think after they see this play, they'll probably they'll retreat anyways. Victory. And so far so good with a control style deck like this that we have. If you get a good Doc Ock pull, a lot of times it forces a retreat. It's kind of the similar thing to when we ran the debris junk deck. If you get like the upside and you like block all of their locations, the odds of it going to an 8 cube or final turn game is drastically reduced. That's what I thought about Jeremiah. Just pass for a couple of turns, build up the Devil Dino strength, and then you got bamboozled. Good GG, easy peasy. Thank you guys for jumping in and joining us for the lunch live stream. I'm so glad to have you guys here. Hey Umais, got my ice cream and ready to watch the live stream. Is that your tradition, Umais? Do you always have? I feel like you've mentioned having ice cream several times during the streams. Is that like the little treat, like your treat while watching the stream? Either way, I appreciate you being here. I hope you're having a great day so far. Yeah, Doc Ock, whenever I feel like if he's going to pull something, the majority of the time he ends up pulling Shang-Chi, and it always feels awful. But otherwise, there's a lot of times when it's polarizing. It wins the game for you. I think we go with Drax here. I think they are going to invest more resources. It's easy triggers of our Guardians of the Galaxy, even if we don't end up winning the Raft location. And so I think this is our play. It leaves us the flexibility to do Devil Dino somewhere else, which is typically with this deck list going to be pretty large. And then hey, Aben? Hey Aben, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. I have many snacks while watching YouTube. That's the best, to be able to have like just a smorgasbord of snacks. I may lean towards doing that a little bit too much, but nonetheless, it is nice to be able to do. So I'm thinking we may Juggernaut here, but I think they finish off capping out the Raft location here. So Juggernaut actually doesn't feel as impactful or as powerful as maybe he should. Do we go with an Iron Man? Next turn we can go with a Magik. That'll leave us the flexibility to do a Devil Dino and a Maximus on turn 7, or we can try to counter their play with a Rogue. If it turns out that they're running like a negative serotonin and they end up dropping an Iron Man of their own. And so I think we don't push. Oh, surprising.
I am Iron Man.
They didn't play into the Raft at all. So they are running some kind of either Swarm, Sarah Swarm, but most likely with this setup, it's going to be a Mr. Negative Swarm, but they haven't hit their negative, so that's good for us. Guardians of the Galaxy and Raft location. Yeah, it's a really easy trigger if you can get them, if you have them in hand. So it's almost a guaranteed upside. What's the event about it, by the way? It is joining Shield a lost cause. So you get rewarded for playing. There's not, I think there's like 100 credits that you get rewarded. Yeah, Wes. So I think they are going to play their Magik, and if not, I think it's more worthwhile for us to just do something like a Devil Dino and a Adam Warlock. So if they drop their Magik, that's fine. If not, then I think we have enough power to win. But Addy, there's not really an incentive like necessarily for like cosmetics or like credits gold. You get 100 just for participating. Other than that, it's just kind of for like competitiveness or bragging rights. So they drop 3 cards. They could still have a Magik, right? Oh no! So they hit us with the Rogue.
I am Iron Man.
So that lets them win the Raft location. So there's no Magik coming in. Oh, the copium. Maybe they pull into Magik, please. No, they don't. Okay, that was a bad call. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gabriel, for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I appreciate it. We are getting incredibly close to having 3,000 subs, which is massive. That is a massive milestone for us. Just a couple of months ago, we were very awkwardly like low volume videos. Like it's been a journey, and it's gone so much faster than what I ever could have imagined. And so I'm gonna open up the. I actually don't have the activity feed, so I'm gonna pop it out real fast while we're queuing into this next game. All right, there we go. I want to make sure that we don't miss any of the callouts. Yeah. We're about 60 or 70 away from 3K, which is insane. I couldn't have imagined more support than what we've gotten. Just all of the guidance and help, like for increasing our production level, our quality, and just everything has been phenomenal. I can't thank you guys enough. And then I can't wait until the 18th. Yet I'm really excited about the global launch. We're gonna do an extended live stream that day. I don't know all of the specifics, but we're definitely gonna do an extended stream. I don't know whether that means that we do. Just like an all-day stream, if we do some form of like subathon, or what we look for necessarily. But either way, I want to make it eventful and fun. And then by the way, does this deck does not have any shield or hydra cards? No, so the deck doesn't have any shield or hydra cards currently. I drafted it and formed it before the event rolled out. Oof, the low roll. Yeah, we got a lot of our high cost cards. I drafted it before the event came out. So tomorrow's will might be themed around either a shield or a hydra card. But this one, I went ahead and we're running this just because it's what we featured in today's video. And by the way, are you watching She-Hulk? It's actually good. So I actually just resubscribed to Disney Plus. So before that, I didn't have it. Wow, what a high roll. It's a good thing that we have Shang-Chi. We're gonna be able to kind of clear up that lane. But otherwise, that is a massive lane. The Ronin's gonna get him. So if we extend the game, we can do both Magik and another card drop. We can also drop resources into the danger room. I don't know. That allows us to get down to potentially 3 cards. So the Ronin would be 6 power, so it'd be a total of 12, which is what our Lizard is currently. So we may, and then with Shang-Chi, that would push us up over. So as long as we have a decent, hey, M Suja, thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. You're helping us get up to that 3K milestone. I think we do the Magik play here. That allows us a little bit of flexibility. Oh, so they have a Morbius. They're not going to have a lot of cards to discard though. So it's going to end up being maybe a 2 power Morbius. So hopefully they don't draw into one of their large cards here. that they can play into limbo, and they just kind of leave it at the far left location. I don't know if Killmonger or Rogue is going to be a better play, because we haven't discarded any cards, but it does kind of take away at least potentially the 2 to 4 power that Morbius would gain. I think this is a lost cause. I think we end up losing this one, even though we have the Doc Ock. But we just don't have a lot of counterplay. We drew into our resources a little bit too late for them to feel very, very impactful. I know that this deck likely doesn't run any 1-cost cards, so our Killmonger wouldn't get any upside. As long as we can protect this from having 2, oh. So they didn't drop anything into limbo. Can we steal the Morbius, and then that takes away any potential upside they have? Do we win mid with 4? No, no. Do we win mid with 1? No way. Oh my gosh. These wins with this deck are not coming easy today. That one took a lot of luck. Had Gambit hit either of these 2 cards, we would have lost. Oh my gosh. We should not have won that one. I think they probably should have just pushed their Hell Cow into mid for a like an easy split in power. I'll chalk that up to luck. We will go with the positivity stream. That's like we've played what, 3 or 4 matches. Hey, it's Q. We have our first Nemesis match. This one is the Shield versus Hydra. Whoever wins this matchup is who's going to win the event overall. So if I win, Shield is the way to go. If Q wins, then it is Hail Hydra. We have to switch sides. And so we have the Nemesis match coming up. What are the Shield and Hydra cards? So I can pull up the list, but it's actually, I don't know off the top of my head. I know Hydra has like a Scarlet Witch. Shield has like Agent 13, Nick, and you only have to add 1. And so Shield assemble. Ash, we're doing good today. We're doing pretty good. We will go ahead and snap back with them and see what we can make happen. We can't switch. No, Addy, we can't switch. We can't switch sides, but I think I'm using this as a predictor of who wins the whole thing overall. So once you pick Shield, you can't switch. Once you pick Hydra, and so we're locked into it. We're locked into those decisions or those choices. And Q always has an incredibly interesting deck, so I have to be cautious of... Yeah, Arnim Zola's Hydra as well, that's right. I have to be incredibly cautious of like a late game, either leech or like a leech or a leader play is always like some favorites of Q. Death's Domain's not great for us. That's probably a location that if we need to extend the game, that we extend that location with Magik. That way we can guarantee we get at least 1 card over there. I'm fully representing Hydra, Arnim Zola Avatar, and Hydra card back. You have the full dedication, Pilk, the full feed in. So are they running a Mr. Negative deck that doesn't really start winding up until turn 4? So they have a Wong. Every time I see a Wong, I am very, very scared. So I almost think the Baxter Building and Death's Domain combo to be able to easily win that one. So do we steal the Wong's ongoing ability? Wong terrifies me. Wong terrifies me every single time because it can enable such large power. We have initiative if they do go with a Mystique to try to copy the Wong, because Wong and Mystique would end up triggering like to infinite. If we steal Wong before his Mystique triggers, then his Mystique won't copy anything. That pretty much kind of tanks his late game plan. So I do think Rogue is the right play here, guys. She should be scared. Yeah, Wong is definitely terrifying. I do like Doc Ock mid, but I think the chance to steal a double, or I guess a quadruple, because Wong is going to create so many crazy combos. So his ongoing ability right now, it would just double, but with Onslaught Citadel, it's going to quadruple. If he can copy that with a Mystique, then it will elevate that even further. But it doesn't look like he went with the Mystique play. I think Q knows that you have Rogue. Yeah, he definitely knows. The only other thing that we could get like a good upside here from, now that we have the quadruple trigger, would be something like our Groot. If they play a card here on that same turn, it would end up triggering, what, 4 times? We could also do an Iron Man, a Devil Dino. No, Nick, I don't think Q streams types. I think they just enjoy the battle behind it. And so the 7 power token is not going to be what kind of stream snipe play is that? This Tiger token is not going to be within range for us to kill with our any of our cards. But I do think we need to extend the game here, because Baxter building is going to be such a huge a huge turning force. Either that, or maybe we cancel out Baxter building instead of Death's Domain. And then if we draw into our Devil Dino, we have a 50-50 shot. At that point, if we draw into Devil Dino, then we could do Devil Dino here. We could do Juggernaut here to push anything that they played into this lane off. I think might be a potential play line for us here. But yeah, their Wong won't work. It was stolen, and so they're not going to be able to like double, quadruple trigger. Ooh, the Arnhem Zola into the White Tiger to re-trigger those abilities is actually huge. But we do extend the game here. We know exactly how much power we need in Onslaught Citadel. And yeah, so that's why they had the White Tiger here. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we can do the Juggernaut. I think the Juggernaut... Oh no, we need more power than that. Because this would be 16. If we drew into Devil Dino, that would have been perfect. We had a 50-50 shot of drawing into our Devil Dino there, and we didn't hit it. I don't think we win this one now. now he plays Odin to re-trigger the re-trigger. This looks like a loss, guys. We're gonna stick it out all the way to the end, but I can't see a play line that makes this possible. None of their cards are within Shang-Chi range. None of them are within like Groot's not going to get us up to that power point. Neither is Maximus. Hail Hydra, everybody. Absolutely Hail Hydra. And the only way we can win this lane is if we do our Iron Man. Oh my gosh, they baited us with that Wong, didn't they? Yeah, Gabriel, this would definitely be a retreat, but we're gonna stick it out just because of Q. So it's Q. We're gonna go down in cubes because of it. Oh, and so then the Ronin is pretty big. Oh my gosh, he just like the icing on top. Just he definitely baited us out with the Wong play. Oh my gosh. And then there's the Devil Dino, which would have made it possible. Had we drawn into the Devil Dino instead of the Groot there, Devil Dino would have been more than enough to win Onslaught Citadel. Juggernaut would have pushed these cards over into Death's Domain to lock down the easy limbo. So we had a decent shot, but we just didn't get the right draw line. But normally I would have retreated. We would have conserved the cubes, but with Q, it's our nemesis. We have to stick it out all the way till the end, no matter what it looks like. Yeah, and so the curve is a bit too high. Unless you get the lucky roll where you have your 2 and then 3, there's too many times where you may end up having like too many 4s and 5s to be able to make much use out of it. Best question is, when will Jane Foster be good? I actually think Jane Foster's in a good spot right now. So whether it be in a negative deck or in a Thor deck, I run Jane Foster in my like aggro deck that runs a Thor in Jane Foster to pull out Wasp and Mjolnir. I think it's incredibly good. I don't think it's like universal like Wave where she can be put into like any deck, but I think a deck crafted around her definitely has potential. And so the Wong bait was real, yeah. A very good game, Q. Very good game. That Wong bait was top notch. You know that I am afraid of Wong, and that I would absolutely bite whenever I saw that dropped. Very, very good game. and then Haim, he is the master with that bait. He was the master. So we get Project Pegasus. I don't know that we have any good locations that we play into. Maybe we stack them both into the unknown in case it turns out to be the featured location. We haven't seen that very much today. Ooh, so we do get. Oh no, we should have dropped. Okay, we did drop Groot first. So we'll drop Groot and then we'll push Rhino off. Got me into Infinite last season. Yeah. I guess you're the one who'd think Ultra. Whenever Jane Foster came out, yeah, it was definitely a rough one to use. But as you know, different decks get crafted, everything kind of solidifies. I think she's found her place since then. Hey Jeremy, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. We if you missed it, we got absolutely pummeled by Q. So with the Q matchups, he's now 11 wins to our 8, and so statistically he's going to win most of the matches. Hey Kraken, how's it going? Still 75 and struggling. I did pretty decently yesterday with a variety of decks. So I did like a Deadpool Death Wave with a Moon Girl for like a high roll for the featured location, and which did okay, and the same thing with Bounce, but after a while it ended up I don't know, just kind of being stagnant. And so I went with more of a control style deck, but I don't think I crafted this just right, because it seems like our curve is a little bit too high for what we want to do. I am going to go ahead and stick this one out. We have Rogue to potentially steal the Cerebro away from him, because this looks like a Cerebro 3. And then if they did the Cerebro and the Mystique, that would give them +4, which only makes them up to 7. So that's not going to be within Shang-Chi range. He's going to be a dud in this matchup. I almost guarantee that they go with the Cerebro here, either this turn or next. And so as long as we don't have initiative going into that last turn, we could steal the Cerebro away. But if they have both Cerebro and Mystique in the same turn, that also feels a little bit bad. So maybe we change this location for the one that gets triggered, or we let them play it out. That allows us an easy Shang-Chi target as well. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and Magik the middle location. What deck do you use? Every deck, every single one. So that Iron Man's actually pretty good for us. What we can do is we can steal the Iron Man. We can assume that they're going to play Cerebro into the Onslaught Citadel. If they have the Cerebro, if they have the Cerebro and Mystique, then that will make all of their 3-cost cards within Shang-Chi range, to be able to come back and win. So it'd be, which I think would still be enough for us to win mid if we have enough of a power push. So we can do Iron. I think we need a high power play. Let's go ahead and give them Mystique to make sure that they have the high roll in hand with the Maximus. That gives us another power push. We can steal their Iron Man with Rogue on the last turn, and then we can drop Shang-Chi here to completely clear this side, and we should be able to, with that power push, I think win mid as well. Or do we go ahead and steal? We can go ahead and steal the Iron Man. I think that's going to be our play. So then the Hawkeye, they're going to follow up into the Ruins next turn with something, probably. Oh, that means they can't stack their Cerebro and Mystique into Onslaught Citadel.
I am Iron Man.
On a high roll note, I hit 3 pixels in a row. 3 pixel variants. I have 100 rewards to unlock from the collection log. I need to go ahead and pull some. I just haven't since completing the collection. I haven't done it. But which ones did you end up pulling, Kraken? I think we still go with the Shang-Chi. Maybe they avoid dropping a resource into Ruins so that they have here and here. Because we almost, yeah, we guaranteed that they have both in their hand. So do they get greedy is the question, I think, at this point. No, we have initiative. Oh my gosh. We went a little too hard. We should have held the rogue. Yeah, we have initiative. We should have held the rogue for this turn. So we're not going to win. There's... Iron Man be better, wear Pilk. Because this looks like a retreat to me. Since I messed up and gained or gave myself initiative, there's no way that I can overcome their power whenever they drop it into here. Unless we do... That's not going to be enough. That's not going to be enough to do it, is it? Steven mentioned like Thanos and Galactus wouldn't be gained from the collection log, and said F it and open my boxes. I gotcha. Yeah, they said they wanted it to be like a big monumental event, and so yeah, I do. No, I don't think there's going to be much for us to hold this, or much reason for us to hold it. Had we switched this, no, had we switched it around, we actually still would have lost mid. Even if we went with the play that I thought we should have went with. Q got us in a funk. We started off the stream good. Now we're kind of dropping a little bit. Maybe we shift it up and play something else towards the end of the stream if this doesn't seem to pan out. The magic list, it can hit high rolls, but if you're not getting, hey, it's Alexander. So Alexander, are you still in the stream? I think this is actually the second time that I've queued up against you. So yesterday I think was the first. Rock Slide, Swarm, and Uadu. The Swarm one's not bad. Uadu I think would not get a whole lot of usage, and then Rock Slide's decent as well. Okay, so then we have Mojo World. We could, would it be helpful if you would explain this new battle one in tomorrow's video, and also advise how to contribute? Addy, so the new event, is that what you're talking about? So the Shield versus Hydra. I'm thinking about doing like a short form video instead of like embedded into the long form. I'm thinking about doing a short form video just to kind of advertise that I am Team Shield and try to get our numbers up. And for the excitement, I like the event. I like the idea of the event. And so if you guys think it would be something that you guys would like to see, I'll absolutely put a short form video together, just kind of running through the different ways that you can contribute. Hey, Cyberpunk, thank you so much for subscribing to us on the YouTube channel. Just joined Shield. Jeremy, thank you. We need all of the help we can get at this point. There has been a lot of love for right before you said it, perfect. So there's been a lot of love for Hydra. So we definitely need all the help that we can get. I think here we go with I think we double up, or do they play it into Bifrost so that it gets pushed over? Let's go with a Guardians of the Galaxy double drop. It's an all or nothing type of play. If they stack into the Bifrost because it moves over into Mojo World, then we should be okay. If not, then these are pretty low rolled. Okay, good. So we will get the double trigger on Groot and... Ooh. So the double Iron Man early is huge. Addy, okay, perfect. I hope that you do well on your exam. And thank you for stopping by the stream. I'll put up a short form video kind of outlining the event, and so that should be sometime later today. But I do hope you do well on your exam. So they have the double Iron Man, which is huge. We do have Killmonger, which is going to be able to take out their Sunspot, which will by itself swing us the Mojo World location. So in that case, I think we probably drop Juggernaut here. We're going to be able to Juggernaut push whatever they play out, because I don't think we have to worry about the Mojo World location. We'll be able to swing it on one of the last couple of turns with like a Killmonger Maximus or something along those lines to finish capping out that location. So let's do the Juggernaut. Okay, so they don't end up playing anything. A lot of times after the Project Pegasus lane, you have used all of your high power cards or your high resource cards. A lot of times you don't have a lot of energy left, but just joined Shield as well. Brett, my biggest supporter. We're gonna make Shield happen. It started out, it looked like Hydra was gonna just overrun the whole thing, but I think with enough support, we are gonna be able to make Hydra, or make Shield destroy Hydra. That is my prediction. Is that we're gonna come out on top in the end. So, do we extend the right lane with Magik this turn? If not, we need to drop something into the Project Pegasus lane. We could always do a Doc Ock here. I think we extend the right-hand side with Magik. We kind of hope that we draw into Rogue at some point, but I need to make sure that we're going to be able to fully cap out this middle location as well. So we're going to do the Magik, and then we'll be able to draw into some of the other ones. Shield can never win. We'll see. We'll see. I put a lot of game time into the game, so maybe we can make this happen. We might be able to swing this away. Maybe we'll end up surprising you guys. So I think we drop a resource here this turn. Hail Hydra. How could anyone pick Hydra? I guess if you don't know Marvel, you don't realize they're like the Nazis of the Nazis. And sometimes it's kind of, for me, in World of Warcraft, I picked Horde. That was like my initial, like, as whenever I first got introduced to the game, because it was like the bad guy, and I play like I'm like a, you know, not a bad guy in real life, and so I don't know. It's part of the like escape. I think the escape like appeal or draw, and so I get it. I do get it why they could choose Hydra. And their logo looks pretty sweet. The red emblem looks incredibly cool. I don't like the Iron Man here, but I don't necessarily like the Doc Ock either. People say Thanos did nothing wrong. And that's part of, I don't know, that's as I grow up and get older, I realize that, you know, when you're younger and you're like, oh, the evil guy, that's completely evil, I could never imagine anything of the sort. Doc Ock and left, we'll do it. I could never imagine anything of the sort. And then as you get older, you're like, well, I could kind of see where they're coming from. Like I could see the leader. Okay, never mind. The leader into Doc Ock would have been terrible if they didn't have enough cards. But I think this does work out pretty well for us. We actually get the Rogue upside as well. We do need to drop at least 3 power over here. And so I think we go with... they only have 2 cards. Where do they drop their 2 cards? Do they choose to drop them into the Limbo lane, or do they drop them into the Mojo World location? Because if it is over here, we can always drop our Rogue, which would be 3, 6, 7. That'd be 14 power. It would bring them down to 8 if they drop theirs into Mojo World. But if they don't, then we can guarantee we at least tie in this location. But they do have the Mystique, which could throw them over the edge. You think solid as is? So the play mid, you think? I think the play mid at least guarantees that no matter where they play, we could potentially tie or win that location. But it just comes down to a read. I'm gonna go with the Killmonger mid and then just lock it in. I think the more we think about it, the worse it gets. Mystique won't matter if they have less than 3 cards. So they would have exactly 3. So if they played a card there or played the cards to cap it out, they would have 3. But I guess it doesn't necessarily matter. Either one of the plays would have worked because of the Arnim Zola and what it hit. Had it hit the Iron Man over into the right hand side, it could have made a difference. But overall, the Doc Ock on the left hand side is what won us that game. That was like the game or tide changing play. Never any doubt. Never any doubt. And then Mystique won't matter if they have... Okay. What a what a combo for what? The Arnhem Zola would have been pretty good, or could have been good if we didn't get that lucky cap out with the Doc Ock. So thank you, Jeremiah, for that call out. Ooh, we have match number 2 against the rival today, the Nemesis, the one and only elusive Q. And so the last one, they did swindle 8 cubes from us. We are going to go ahead and double snap. We make these games interesting. So we either go really positive or really negative here, depending on what locations come up. I am a little bit. I'm not incredibly confident in this list anymore. It did well for a very short sample size, but the more I play it, I tried to Q into you, but Q got the Q. Q got the Q to match up to me and my Q. Friendly mode is going to help alleviate a lot of this. I can't wait till we have friendly mode. So they have the Sunspot again. We will be able to kill that with Killmonger by the end of the game. We're going to shuffle our cards into our deck after next turn as well. So we can always drop a Maximus because it will draw them cards, but then they shuffle them right back into their deck. So that's one of the good things I like about this location and having Maximus. Otherwise, we would have played our Juggernaut. But I think instead we're going to go with the Maximus play. That's going to be our highest power output. The cards that they draw are going to be irrelevant because they get shuffled back in. And so the card that we draw with Adam Warlock is going to be irrelevant as well, but at least we have a point advantage for now. Ooh, and so they go with an Ironheart. Interesting. Okay, but we do, as long as it's the same deck, we do know that they're running like the Wong, the Arnhem Zola, so that Ironheart could potentially trigger so many more times throughout the course of the game. I don't think we drop Killmonger yet. I think it's too early to drop Killmonger. I think we just hope that they don't get more than 7 power into the Avengers compound. And then we'll have to play all cards will have to be played over here on the 5th turn. Never retreat with Q. Whenever we first started, we did. But once we realized that he's a very consistent stream watcher, he goes through a lot of trouble trying to queue up against us, and so then it kind of morphed into this Nemesis-esque relationship where we always max qubit and just stick it out to the end. And so it's created this really fun dynamic that I've really enjoyed. And so yeah, whether we have a good hand or not, we always stick it all the way out till the very end against Q. Is Q the villain or the hero? We're still trying to figure it out, Sub. That is undecided right now. Did he run a rogue? I can't remember if he did. I know one of the games we lost to a rogue, but I don't think it was the one against Q. But yeah, we don't know whose arc is whose. It could be that we just think that this is our arc, and that we're the hero. But maybe they're truly the hero, and we were the nemesis all along. And it's going to be like one of those Stephen King plot twists. And so yeah, we'll be able to Magik here. I think that gives us a little bit of insight. But he does know that we have Magik as well. So if we had Doc Ock before, we would have definitely dropped it. We also know that he has Ronin, which could hurt us if we don't copy it with Rogue. So is the Wong bait again? I don't know, Timothy. I don't know. It could be, but it could also be the White Tiger play. Yeah. Didn't he bait you into stealing it last time? Yeah, so I don't want to take the bait again, but it could be that he drops the White Tiger or something even more impactful into that lane. So what if he drops a Gambit and all of a sudden wipes our board? The mind games with Q never cease to impress me. I do think we want to extend the game. Extending versus a Mr. Negative feels bad. Would that? No, that would never get us where we need to go. I think we have to. Our only other option would be, this time he's got no free lane. Our only other option would be to Doc Ock in one of the locations, but I think we have to Magik here. That way we can get 2 potentially high impact plays off on that last turn. So he does finish this one off. So the White Tiger. And then what is this last card? The Arnim Zola. The inversed Arnim Zola coming in for the double trigger. Oh my gosh. And it hits the Iron Heart, but Nowhere does not allow it to trigger, thankfully. And then the Wong to cap out the Nowhere location. The Wong to finish capping out the Atelan. Oh my gosh. Which is now Limbo. And it didn't bump any of their cards up to the point where we can destroy them with Shang-Chi. Not a single one. So they have initiative. Do we think he has Ronin? That would be his win condition here, right? And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That would push us to 13. Oh. But if we win, actually, do we have any cards left in our deck? We have 1 card. No, that's not going to do it. So if we win the Avengers Compound lane, then Adam Warlock will trigger before the game concludes and draw us a card in. That would allow us to tie the Limbo location, so the middle location, because we would have 6 cards for the 12 power. Is my math terrible? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, it would put us right at 15. So we would tie the middle Limbo location. If we stole Ronin from them, it would only be 8 power, but we do have the Iron Man. So we would have to win Avengers Compound by more than 20, which feels incredibly tough or incredibly risky. But I don't see a better way to do it, because we have to do 1/4 and 1/3 drop. Otherwise, we could do like a Doc Ock on the right-hand side and it'd be fine. It's either that or we do the Drax, but then if they have the Ronin, then it... Okay, so the Ronin does come in. We only get to copy 1 of them, though. Oh, okay. Yeah, Groot or Drax might have been the play. I don't know that this gets us up over that point. It's definitely not a 21-point win. Okay, and since we didn't win the Avengers Compound lane, oh my gosh. Q absolutely destroys us every single time. 10 out of 10. Oh my gosh, Q. He's taken away all of our cubes. I'm just here for the Shang-Chi kicks. I'm waiting for Shang-Chi to play a part. Q comes in with the Hail Hydra. Very, very good game, Q. Once again, very good game. Making us look silly on our own stream. I would just Killmonger and another 3 cost. It's Enchantress time. Enchantress could have been the play, but I don't think it would have been by more than 20. I don't know. Why was Mystique on a 3 power? Did she copy Ronin? So we stole Mystique's ability, but she was inversed. So since she was inversed, she should have been the 3 power play. We're gonna try this one more time. We're gonna try maybe 1 or 2 more games, and then we are going to gladly set this aside, maybe work on it and brew it a little bit better for the next time we debut this list. But for today, it is just not cutting it. Especially against Q. Otherwise we would be positive. So we've lost 16 cubes today versus Q. So our cubes go to Q after he Qs into us during our Q. Otherwise we'd be positive 6. So the copium is definitely real. We haven't seen the Raft very much today either. Maybe we can get lucky, and I think we drop Juggernaut. I think we drop Juggernaut this turn, because more than likely they'll probably drop 2 cards here. If we can push those off and make it hard for them to cap it out, maybe we can get lucky and sneak away that free 6 cost card. Okay, and so the Collector and Demon all go over into Sokovia. That's fine. I'm thinking this is probably like a bounce deck, so they'll be able to pull the 1 cost cards back into their hand at some point. We can't outpace a bounce deck. So Green Goblin is going to come over, and then it's going to shift. So it gets the buff on Angela before it shifts over to the left, which is which is a pretty cool utilization for the Iron Fist into like one of the goblins. The only upside that we have here is that we do run a Killmonger. And so we might be able to get lucky, and if we draw into Killmonger by the end of the game, we can take out a lot of their high power cards. So like the Demon, the Iron Fist, if they have any other cards that end up getting buffed up. So if they have like a Human Torch. Oh, so they changed the location on us with Magik. We actually don't have to drop ours now. Interesting. Interesting that they didn't go for the cap. I'm guessing they're reaching towards the end of their like low cost pool. So they needed something to kind of push it up over that edge. And so now we don't have to worry about dropping our Magik. I think maybe we go with the Devil Dino this turn. They don't have any ongoing abilities for us to steal. I think we're okay, at least for now, with Limbo. We can always throw Maximus in it on the next turn. I think what we're going to have to compete with, Shang-Chi can kill the... Ooh. If they cap this one out, Shang-Chi is going to be a good target for Angela, and then we could do like Shang-Chi and then either Maximus over here to make sure we win the Limbo location. That's if they cap it out this turn. They may actually wait and drop like a Chavez. Knowing if this is a bounce deck, like, or a similar bounce deck to what I've seen in the past. Okay, so then there's the Bishop and the Human Torch. And so that... It's pretty likely that they'll have a Chavez come in on the final turn. They do have initiative. No, we have initiative. We stole initiative, which we always tend to do. Okay, so it didn't end up mattering. I think with the 9 power, with us having such a win here and having the Iron Man, it's going to be hard just for them to swing more than one lane. So let's go ahead and do one more. We're gonna snap it out right off the gate. Or do we try to run one of our other deck lists? For the event, I had set up... I had set up a couple. I guess I removed them. I had a Death Wave. I had a bounce style deck. And then I have just the basic... just the basic Thor aggro deck that we ran before. But I teched in a Rogue for those inverse Iron Man matchups. To give us a better shot. This one I have quite a bit of luck with. Shield by TLSG. Nine games left to get neutral. And then Trainer Red. Hey, did you choose Shield or Hydra? So Trainer, I chose Shield. A lot of people are choosing Hydra, but I had to support the good guys. And so I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna pivot it really quickly. We will snag a shot of this deck list. This one is one that I'm using kind of in my own pace to climb, and so I do want maybe to snag an 8 cube win. And I think this deck list is going to be better for us to try to do that than the other deck list that we were running. And so let's go ahead and switch this up. I will turn off the card abilities overlay because I don't have this one snapped out. But I will switch the deck over. And so we will go with the aggro list, which isn't always like the most exciting list, but it's incredibly consistent. Layout if you showcase the deck. Oh yeah. And so the deck list is essentially, if you've watched, I mean, Alexander, I know that you've watched several of them, but Shield for the win sub. And then Jaime, is Ultron playable? Ultron is always going to be, I think, a little bit more inconsistent than just doing a regular Patriot. So to enable Ultron to be good, I guess that means if you mean it's playable well, or like if it's competitive or if it's just playable in general. And so Ultron, as far as competitive, it's a lot of cards that it takes to enable it. And so we're going to go ahead and play our Sunspot. Next turn, we'll go with a Bishop. Maybe into this location. We can do the Thor into Crimson Cosmos, which should be a pretty good power push for us. And then I think we might even snap early, depending on what we draw into. They will be able to see our turn 5 play. Oh, and so this one is the Raft. So maybe we go with Bishop here. We can do a Nightcrawler and then hope that we draw into another one of our low cost cards for the final turn. I think that will allow us to cap this one out, at least at the same time that they cap it out. Ooh, and they go with a Maximus. Interesting.
Opponent snapped.
And so we can do Nightcrawler, we can do Scorpion, and then I don't think we drop, or did we? Or would it be better to just drop our Thor? That way we can go with the Thor, Jane Foster, Mjolnir combo. If the 6-cost card is good, then it could completely change the course of the game. So I think I'm going to go with this one. I don't think I drop 0 here, just because we might want to drop Thor, and then that's going to cancel out the ability of the next card we drop. And so let's go with this. We will get a 6-cost card. They might get one as well, depending if they decide to cap it out. But we do have the upside of being able to move our Nightcrawler out after this. Ooh, and so they use Thanos to push the cards that we dropped there, which is okay. Neither of them were necessarily just huge cards. They were just there to cap out the location. And so that leaves us some extra wiggle room to drop cards in that lane if we need to or if we want to. Okay, and so we have Thor, which I think could be pretty impressive, depending on what they run. So with the Daredevil, I'm always a little bit concerned about potentially like a Professor X play or a big Hobgoblin coming our way. But I think we drop our Thor in mid. That will shuffle Mjolnir into our list. We only have 2 cards, so it's a 1 out of 3 chance that we'll draw into it. And then even if they do send us a Hobgoblin here, we might be able to overcome their power between like a Thanos and maybe a Thanos and a Skip, or like a Thanos and an Iron Man. It just depends on what we draw into and what they play. Okay, so they extend the game with Magik, which seems interesting. That gives us a lot of room or wiggle room to come over and win the limbo lane. And then we have the viewer matches going on between Alex and Jeremiah. So I'm curious, what happened, guys? Oh, Jeremiah, you're infinite. Okay. So did you max snap and then retreat, or just kind of play it out? And so we do have one additional turn here, but I do want to go ahead and snap before we drop like our big like late game plays. I think we drop Iron Man into the limbo location. We're going to have plenty of power to push into the Crimson Cosmos between our Thanos, between our Jane Foster, and between Mjolnir. That limbo is really the only question mark at this point, I think. Goblins on Kamartaj for the roundabout bounce. The first time I accidentally made that play. Hey Shiva, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. Ooh, the Doc Ock could be scary. So the Zero, the Wasp, the Mjolnir. Okay, so we still have our high power, our high impact cards. The first time I accidentally did a Goblin on Kamartaj and it did the bounce and then bounce back. It was so awful. It was a terrible feeling. Oh. So with Doc Ock, I'm not entirely sure how or why that happened. So Doc Ock pulled our Zero in first, and the on reveal counted from Zero into our Iron Man, not Zero into Wasp or Zero into Mjolnir. It did Zero into Iron Man, which feels incredibly wrong. Like that doesn't feel right. Well, that's tough. Oh, it denies the next. Okay, the next card that you play. And so since these cards don't count as being played, so they don't buff up Bishop. That's awful. That is so unfortunate. I think we can still come. I think we can still come over and win, but it's definitely going to be a little bit harder. So I think we do the Angela. Oh no, we can't do Angela there. Do we do Thanos? We can do Maximus on the right hand side. That's going to be more impact than skipping. That gives us an additional 8 here. And that Thanos is not going to be able to be Shang-Chi'd. I think that's going to be our play. So the Killmonger is huge. Do we lose from the bot Killmonger? And then the Shang-Chi comes in to outplay us as well. We lose to the bot Killmonger, right? Because 7, we're gonna be what, 14 in the bishop lane? No, we're gonna tie. Who wins the tiebreaker though? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a move. Oh man, the Doc Ock into the 0 was the single worst thing that could have happened for us. Oh man, how do you even come back from that? Was that -17? Yeah, so I've heard a lot of people say that it's like they turned on the next level, or like the insane or impossible bots, and that they started being matched up against them again. Hydra made the AI, and it's only hard against shield players, right? Oh my gosh, that was nuts. We were very outplayed by a bot, and it's not something that maybe a season ago would have been uncommon. So about a season ago, there were bots that it was like they had clairvoyancy. They could see exactly what you were going to play, and it's like they had the counter to every single card you played. And then with the start of this season, it's like it got toned down quite a bit. But I've heard that people are starting to run into them and see them a little bit more again, which is kind of disheartening. Because that was an awful play. Like the chances of that particular play line happening were pretty low. The Doc Ock into a 0 was good, and had we played our 0 naturally onto the board, maybe we could have avoided that whole thing. But I'm always going to be a little bit hesitant about that moving forward. And so we can cap out this location next turn. If we do Jubilee, but they do natural drops, they'll actually get the. Okay, so the Maximus helps us there, kind of. So we're running their list. They're running a negative Sarah. So if we do, is our deck bad against inversed cards? Because we could always drop the Mr. Negative on them, and then every card that they draw from us would be inverted, and it'd be really difficult for them to do much with. I think we're gonna go with the Mojo and the Nightcrawler here. That'll allow us to move out. Knowing our deck, they might be able to cap this one out, so they may have the free 6 cost as well, but no, they don't. They don't drop anything. Interesting. Do we snap off of that? It feels like a huge tempo swing for us.
Snap.
We could also drop Magik if we wanted to, just to change weird world, so we start drawing into our own cards again. But I think with them drawing into what they're drawing into, it's going to be pretty patchwork. They do have a rogue that we run in this list, where they could potentially draw into a rogue. So we need to watch out for that one, but that's just about it. I think otherwise we're going to drop Sarah. That'll allow us to drop a lot of cards. Yeah, Sarah's definitely going to be the play to enable us to do a lot more like big combos on the last 2 turns. That leech is huge. I mean, it allows us to drop maybe it's not as huge as I thought. They're not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to drop Iron Man, but. I mean, Bishop's not going to be great. Magik wouldn't be great anymore. But we're not going to worry about inverting our cards with the Mr. Negative. We still have the 0 cost Hulk. Infinite would be a free card now. That would be phenomenal. Had our 6 cost card been an Infinite, that would have been great. And the last card we played was Sarah, right? Let's copy the Sarah ability. That way we can flood the board next turn. No matter what we need to play or where, we will have the capacity to do it. And so I think we hold our Hulk. I don't think a negative Sarah list is going to run wave, and I know that mine doesn't. And so we should be fine here, as long as they don't have a way to change the limbo location or something else weird like that. And force it to end on 6 instead of 7 would be really sneaky. And so do they drop the... Oh, so they have an Iron Man.
Iron Man.
So the Raft location is going to be incredibly tough. That's going to be a very tough location, because if they drop something large there, it's going to be very, very hard to win. I mean, we could do Nightcrawler, and then if they do cap it out, then we get the +6 from Mojo. But do we think we can compete with an Iron Man? That Iron Man competition's pretty tough. And maybe they drop our Rogue and it steals the Mojo and they just completely outplay us. But we do have some advantage. Hey, Alexander, thank you so much for jumping in and joining the live stream. Thank you for being here so consistently. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And then I'm actually gonna end pretty soon as well. So you're not gonna miss too terribly much. That doesn't give us much power in mid, but I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will see you either in the next video or on the next live stream. But they already have some power over here. They could do a Mystique, which is going to copy their Iron Man, which makes one of these other lanes hard. Oh my gosh, the inverted Iron Man is incredibly challenging. It takes away a lot of our potential power push. I'm going to go with the stack into Weird World instead. Oh, they played 0? Okay. So maybe they do something like our Doc Ock. They can't Mystique. They played 0. Thank you guys for watching and paying attention. So they do our Wasp and Thor. So they're going to win Limbo. It comes down to how much power. So they do steal the Mojo ability from... Oh, so they're going to get the +6. Huge outplay. Kamita, very, very good game. This one was not against a bot, so I can't feel bad. And actually, had we switched our Wolfsbane into the Limbo location, we would have been fine if we went with how we originally had it, because the 7 power would have pushed us up to the extra 6, would have pushed us up above 13. Oh man, some days the cubes come easily, and some days they flow easily. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna call it here. Not for any other reason than we've been live a little bit longer than an hour, and I do have to jump back over into work mode. So for anyone that just joined in, that minus sign before the 21 is accurate. We did lose 21 cubes, 16 of which was to our Nemesis Q. And so on my closing notes before we leave, with the current event, if you're playing Marvel Snap, make sure that you join Shield. That is the team that I'm going to be representing. If you want to support Q, then jump over into the Hydra side. It is an oucher of a day, but that builds up to our big Friday. So I'm going to have to build a good list for tomorrow so that we can have that huge Friday cube gain tomorrow. And so thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. We are going to end the stream here. This has been TLSG.